Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Hi.
Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah. Jones. Hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
All right, that's right. Greg Deville live in the studio. We're excited to be back with you today. More exciting information. Happy holidays, everybody. That's right, man. It's been fun. It's been a time of giving and sharing and family. I'm telling you, man, we've had fun. I hope you did too. Listen, I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas. If you didn't get what you wanted, another one's on the way. That's right. 12 months later, we could do it again. That's right. So I'm so excited again to be back. Listen, we're venturing close to just a few more days away from 2024. You know, 2024 is a number, if you add it up, equals 8, right? The number 8 biblically is a number of a new beginning. And a lot of you are saying, this year, I'm doing something different. Well, I want to add to that is the number of new beginning. And so I want you to take the opportunity to change your mindset at the way you've been looking at things. There's a few points that I wanted to make on today. Today's class teaches us about assets, equity, and knowing your broker. Let me explain what I mean. Talking about assets. When you have assets, you have power. Assets give you power and leverage, right? Equity is something you're giving when you pay rent. You're giving it to the landlord. But I want to begin to help you understand that if you put equity into your own favor, meaning you own property, you're creating wealth through equity. I was teaching a class this morning, and I was explaining that the equity allows you to borrow from yourself. You don't have to go to hard money lenders. You don't have to go to your bank. You can borrow it from yourself. So when a landlord desires to buy another property, after you've been there about 3 or 4 years renting that property, he goes and does what is called a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. It may be $150,000. He takes from the property that you've been paying the rent on, right? Because now he owes less. So you paid down the principal and he has about 100, maybe 200,000 in equity. He takes that money out. He goes and puts it towards another income investment property, and he gets him another tenant. Now he's got 2 properties, right? Including, watch this, including the property he resides in. So now he's having a portfolio on a renter's expense. So 2024 is a year of new beginning. I want you to draw a line in the sand and make the decision. No longer am I going to continue to build wealth for someone else. So when we talk about having assets, real estate is considered assets. If you're buying cars and you have a car note, well, you're paying into someone else giving you that title. But because you own the title, why do rich people buy Rolex? Because they're not a very good looking watch. They buy it because it retains a value. So if he ever needs, now that Rolex, it costs up to $120,000. But if he needs something, he could always get it because he has an asset. The reason rich people buy expensive cars, they pay cash for cars. It's called assets. So if you have assets, you have the ability to leverage. When rich people get in a tight, they have the ability to leverage. So when you have multiple properties, investment properties, let's say you hit a funk 1 month or 2 or 3 or 4, you can leverage an asset that can bring you out. Let me give you an example. I had early part of this year, things really had gotten pretty difficult. I mean, the interest rates went crazy. It was crazy. But our faith in God remained. So I said, well, let me weigh out some of the avenues that I could possibly maneuver around, right? Because I have assets. And so I said, and someone was talking about, I met a person, they were talking about, bankruptcy. And I said, well, I don't know that that's the best answer for me. And so they work in the bankruptcy department, and she said, well, what do you have? And I said, I began to call off the items that I own and things like, she said, you have assets. She said, you don't have a problem. You just need to leverage an asset. So when we're always paying a car note, we never gain assets. We're forever paying. So if you're paying a mortgage for someone else, you never gain the equity or the asset of having to possess back in your pocket. Who can I borrow from? So I told the person, I said, listen, because I have assets, I'm able to leverage. One asset could take you out of what you're in. One refinance or home equity line of credit can help many of you get out of the financial debt you're in. Now, remember, if you foresee yourself getting behind, you can go to the bank and get an home equity line of credit. It's called a HELOC, and there's another type called a HELoan. For more information, contact me at 702-349-0162. I want to set you with a lender so you can figure out what works best for you. Now, if you've gotten behind and you're more than 30 days late, if you got 130-day late, it can possibly become a hindrance for you in getting that HELOC, that HELoan, right? Because what a lender looks at is, are you on time with your payments? Can I trust you to pay me back? So I'm getting equity out of my asset, which is my home. Let's say you own a car. Well, you can leverage your car to get finances to pull you. Sometimes it get you out of what you're in because you own it. We own a Rolex watch. Why? So if I ever get in the tight, guess what? I got assets. I own a $100,000 watch. So if I need 20, 30, 50,000, I'm good for it, right? But what happens is we own stuff that has no value. So 2024 is the year of new beginning. Let's start thinking about value. And the other case I made, so remember, point 1 was assets, equity, and knowing your banker. I was dealing with a situation in the class this morning, and I said, here's the thing that very, very valuable is that wherever you bank, you need to know your banker. Your banker, you should be able to call him on the phone, and they should know your voice. If you don't have it like that, if you don't know who your banker is and they don't know who you are, then you're banking at the wrong bank. You need to go in personally, know the banker you open the account with, and ask him who is going to be assigned to me as my banker. I needed to move some money around this morning. I was dealing with the class, and I got my banker on the phone. And I was moving some money around, and my card, I was using a debit this morning to do something, and the card said it had a lock on it. So I got on the phone and got my banker. I'm teaching the class. Got the banker on the phone. I put him on speaker. I said, hey, I'm trying to do something, and it's saying my card is locked. And he looked at the card. He says, well, no, it just said it had a pin error. But see, knowing your banker, he goes right into your account, knows who you are, knows your voice, went right in there, and guess what? Was able to find the problem and fixed it. And then so I wanted to move some. I said, oh, by the way, while you're there, I want to move some money. He said, well, what would you like to do? I said, I'd like to take this from here and put this over there. He said, okay. I could hear the keys back there. He's going forward. Got it done. What did he do? He moved the money. So this year, this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about assets, equity, and knowing your banker. Because as you grow in wealth, you're going to need somebody to help manage you. Somebody you can do something, but when you're having a problem, they can help you get it done. Again, I want to express knowing your banker. In 2024, remember, 2 and 4 and 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. It's the number 8. It's the number of new beginning. I want you to this year focus on that. This year, consider making changes from how you've been living with paying rent. And then I have another one that I wrote down today. I want to talk about credit is valuable. Your credit score is valuable. If you don't know your score, you need to know in 2024. If you don't know your score, I need you to know it this year. I need you to know where you are. And if it doesn't look good, I need you to make it better. I'm going to challenge you this 2024. I'm going to challenge you to do better than you've been doing. And sometimes we just need that. We just need somebody to challenge us, a good challenge. But I'm pushing you to greatness. Remember, we talk about the wealth mindset. And in order to have it, we've got to change our mindset. And we've got to start considering wealth building opportunities. Not just paying rent. I like the house. And what if he sells it? What are you going to like about it then? Because now you've paid his equity down. He owes, you paid his principal down. He has great equity. So what does he do? Many landlords are cashing out. 2024, make it a point. Get a copy of your credit report. If you don't know how to do it, give me a call. Contact me directly, 702-349-0162. I will help you get with a lender, look at your credit report, see where you are. So this year, when you get that tax refund, and I want you to let this be your last year of you getting a refund. Hear me, because successful people pay taxes. We don't look for refunds because that means I'm growing in wealth. What government does is it borrows your money and gives it back to you. I want exempt. I want all my money and I'll pay taxes. But I want you to start an LLC. I want you to start a corporation. I want you to start something. Start investing in something this year. I don't care if it's a mobile detail business. Be the best mobile detail along with all the other good guys out there because they can't get all the business. Do a great job. Show up. Be on time. If you say you're going to do it great and show up. If you're going to be late, contact the person. Say, hey, man, I'm running a little bit late. People can understand that much better than a no-show. At least you consider my time, Deville. Thank you, man. I'm glad you told me. I'm running about 15 minutes late from this project. I'm en route. Good stuff. Got you. How much time you think? About 20 minutes. Good. Got you. Guess what? People appreciate that. That's so valuable, a lesson to learn in business. I've been an entrepreneur for over 35 years. I don't know what it's like to hold a job. I only know what it's like to be an entrepreneur. So in the book that we're writing, I'm going to give key points to becoming that wealthy entrepreneur. We've built the largest black real estate firm in the state of Nevada. I've been here 22 years. There's a lot of challenges that come with being great. But if you can withstand the storm, remember Katrina through Louisiana? But if you fly back now, it's gorgeous. They withstood the storm. Those houses have been restored. Lives have come back together. Things have been rebuilt. And sometimes in our personal lives, we have to rebuild. So 2024 is a year of new beginning. What are you going to do? Rebuild your mindset. Look at your credit. If it's not good, then I want you to look into getting it great. When you get your tax refund on this is your last year, do right by it. We just had Christmas. What else could you possibly need? Really? Because right now, 2024 is a new beginning. So what are we talking about? We're talking about getting started with wealth building ideas. That vision that you've been thinking about. Maybe you make great ribs. You might need to start working with your hands and start a catering. I don't know. Whatever that is, you know what it is. Pray about how to work that thing. But credit is going to be a key asset, a key component to getting you to the next dimension, not just level. We talking dimensions. I want you to go deeper in this new beginning 2024. Go deeper. Push yourself. Challenge yourself. Don't just make a resolution. Make a decree, a declaration that this year tax is going to pay off my old debt, and I'm going to get my score together. I'm going to let Deville sell me a house with no money down. Go use the 401k program that's out there. Contact me. I'll give you more information on that. 702-349-0162. A new beginning. A new beginning. That's what we want to do. That's where we want to be in 2024. So we talked about how credit, having good credit helps. Guess what? There are a few things that good credit can do for you. You can get a lower interest rate with having good credit. That's always great. You can get lines of credit. That's always great, right? These are great benefits. You get more opportunities to investment opportunities with good credit. People look at you and say, you know what? You pay on time. You take care of responsibilities. How much do you need? And always get more than what you need. Don't just settle for 10, 50,000. Go for the 100. And if they say I can't do 100, they say I can do 50. Guess what? That was your number anyway. But go higher this year. How does that sound? Go higher. Go to the max. Say 150. I need 150. What is $5,000 really going to do? Somebody said they got a loan from, but what's that going to do? That don't even take payroll. Next month, you're going to need another 5. Might as well go for 50,000, right? So that you can advance a few months in the business. But credit, we're talking at this moment about the credit. Because if your credit is not good right now, and you know if your credit not, here's something, I'm going to be very transparent. You know your credit bad. It's not a get. Well, I don't know. Yeah, you know. How do you know? You know if you've been paying back people that you loan or you borrow from. You know you've been paying back those loans on time. And if you haven't, they've been reporting negative. Now, this is the question I would ask, is that your credit, you say, okay, my credit is bad. I want you to know, how bad is my credit? That's what I want to know. How bad is it? How far is it from getting above a 600? Because when I start getting above the 6s, I'm getting closer to the 7s. Now, some people low 3s, high 4s, low 5s. Low 6s. But listen, I want you to focus on getting above that 6. And once you get above that threshold, it gets easier. Coming from that low 4, high 4 into that 5, you're not far from getting into 6. Pay down some of those credit cards. When you get paid, when you get this tax refund, pay down some of those cards. Don't go buy nothing else. And then guess what? You still in debt. You got money to do nothing. So basically, it was a second Christmas. 2024 equals 8 equals a new beginning. So if we're going to make a new beginning change, it starts with us. It starts with our mindset. How do we look at how we're going? And let me say this. If you don't have a vision, the Bible declares, without a vision, people perish. You wonder why you're not succeeding? Because you don't have vision. You get up to go to work. Get up to go to work. To party on the weekend. Then get up and go to work. So, and pay the rent. And I just noticed, my wife was telling me the gas price, not gasoline, the gas at home. She said, honey, the bill was like $100. She said this morning it was $3.90 or $3.50. She said it more than doubled. Everything is going on. I said, honey, just pay the bill. But that's where we are. So if I'm going to waste my money giving it to some landlord who just going to make me have to move in 3 years when I pay down his equity, what benefit did that do for me? I'm telling you, what was such a blessing on Saturday night. This was such a blessing to me. I was out with a friend of mine, and we were getting propane at the gas station up here on Hualapai near the 215. And so being that I'm such a social butterfly, I carry business cards with me, right? So, my guy was getting the propane, and the guy walked out of the service station, and I says, oh, man, by the way, I said, I'm a real estate broker. How you looking on real estate? He says, oh, I own a house. I say, well, my name's Greg Deville. He says, you're Greg Deville? He said, you the guy on the radio. He said, I heard your show one day, and after telling me the landlord could sell and I have to move, and he got the equity and I paid down his principal, he said, I went home and me and my wife got in an argument. I said, you got in an argument? He says, yeah. He said, I told her we're not renting not another month. We're going to buy a house. He was a veteran. He was a veteran who had no money down opportunity. All he needed was a push. Guess what the Greg Deville show is about? It's about a push. I'm pushing you to a new beginning. I'm pushing you to a wealth mindset. I'm pushing you to have more and greater. This is a push. He said, man, I went home. He said she got mad. He said, but guess what? The next day we went out and looked at some new homes. We went out and looked at some new homes. He said, Mr. DeVille, that was been over a year ago. He said, we're in our new home. He said, but your show pushed me to push my wife. And she was mad. He said she was mad at me because she was comfortable. He said, but I heard you say VA veteran buyers, and we appreciate veterans. We appreciate your service. But the opportunity that you have at your disposal with no money down. He took it. He took opportunity for what he heard on the show. He'd never met me before, but he was so elated to have met me. He says, man, you're the reason I own a house today. I'm a reason a lot of people own a house today, but I'm talking to those of you that don't now. Those of you that are paying rent and the landlord is considering selling and he doesn't owe you a reason. He can do it because he can. He can go up on the rent in 2024. You know why? Because he can. Now, what are you going to do? Now, I say if your credit isn't there, I want you to take this year, 2024, for the new beginning and work on getting it where it needs to be. If it's 6 months, do what it needs to do. When I went back in 2015 to buy again, guess what? I wasn't where I needed to be. My lender had given me a strategy, a game plan on how to get where I need to be. So if you need a strategy, you need a game plan, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group. The name you need to know right here in the Valley. The largest black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada. And we're blessed to be in this space to help so many of you who take the time to make the call. Now, I want to talk about those of you that own a home and you don't have renewable energy, solar on your property. Listen, NV Energy for the beginning of the year have been talking about, and it's been approved, to increase NV Energy 3%. So that increase, you know why they do it? Because they can. If you start using the sun, the renewable energy, having solar on your home. I put solar on my home back last January. It's going to be a year next month. Guess what happened? I haven't gotten a bill. I'm producing my own energy. So people say, I met a person in the elevator the other day and they said, well, they told me I'm going to get the solar bill and the power bill. Well, somebody's not telling you right because you're not putting enough panels on your home. The sun should be producing enough energy and you're storing whatever is unused because it only works when the sun is out. If you look in your neighborhood, many are getting solar. Get on board in 2024. It's a new beginning. The NV Energy rates are increasing. With solar, you're at a lock rate for 25, 30 years. Lock. Producing your own energy, storing it. There's a Tesla battery that's going to be installed in your garage. Now listen, with this battery, whatever's unused of the sun stores in the battery pack. Now guess what? You off the grid, flip a switch, you on solar. So if you're thinking about that as a homeowner and you've been considering it, you just don't know who to go through. Here I am, your nephew, Greg Deville. Give me a contact at 702-349-0162. Renewable energy for homeowners. If you're a homeowner, let's talk about solar. Free estimate, no upfront costs. Did I tell you no upfront costs? Man, this is like buying a home with no money down. You get it. It's a 30-year warranty on the property. on the unit itself, and you can add an insurance rider to cover it as well. So let me say this to you. For those of you who do not, at this time, have solar on your home, and you own the home, and even landlords, the landlord can have solar installed, and you can bill the tenant for whatever the service is for having it on the property. So again, for more information on that as well, 702-349-0162. I hope you hear the passion in my voice. I'm excited. We got a new year coming, man. New beginning. I got some things that I'm looking to do myself. I can't wait till the clock hits 12. Like, oh yeah, we in. Man, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. I want you guys to be safe, and let's enjoy it together. Let's be able to visit one another home and not some other kind of way visiting us. Wanted to talk also about selling to receive your equity. Now, many of you, you've gotten behind in your payments. I want to talk about it because the county recorder's office is sending out foreclosure notices. Okay, they're called notice of defaults. So what happens after about 90 to 120 days, you start getting these notices, and you'll get one on your door that says the consideration of foreclosure is being handed down. Now, to those of you who go get a lawyer and you fight the foreclosure, let me tell you right now, save your money. A lawyer can't stop a foreclosure. I don't care how he says he can. He can delay. He can do a delay tactic, but he can't stop it. You know why? Let me explain to you what you signed. When you purchased a home, whether FHA conventional, right? You got a loan on a property. There's a document in there. It's about 7 pages in, and the document is a promissory note that you promised to pay. Whatever that monthly is, whatever that over 30 year is, or terms that you guys agreed to. Guess what? You also agreed to that in the event you default on these payments, you understand that whatever mortgage company you're servicing your loan has the right to proceed in foreclosure proceedings. You agreed to it. So how's an attorney going to stop what you agreed to? If I don't pay for the car, there's a document that says we have the right to repossess the car. So don't say the loan company just took the car. They into it for the interest. I talked to bankers. They said, Deville, we're not into real estate. We're into the interest rate. We're into getting interest on money. That's what banks are about. Investors put their money to invest for the interest. For example, there's a gentleman called me from California, he'd been hearing the show. A couple years ago, he inherited some money. I think he got $500,000-$600,000. And he said, Mr. Deville, I said, well, I got some money and I wanted to know, I hear you always talking investments. What would be a great investment for me to do with my money? I said, well, you ever thought about investing into maybe a fourplex, 10-unit apartments? He said, well, I would consider a fourplex. I said, here's what I want you to do. I said, there's one for sale right now. There's two. And one was back a few years ago. They were like $310,000. Now they're worth $600,000. But they were at $310,000. I said, now, this is a nice building. It's producing an income of like $3,600 a month. So I said, now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to contact your bank and speak to the banker and ask him, if you put $310,000 into the bank on the long term, right, that has to be a year or longer, what type of interest would you receive per month? And I think the total was like under $200 a month for him putting the whole $310,000 in the bank. So he calls me back a day or so and he says, well, they told me it'd be about under $200 a month that I would receive, and then it has to be on a long-term basis. I say, well, this is a property, if you pay $310,000, you make up to $3,600 a month, which sounds better. Guess what he did? He paid cash for the fourplex, which is generating an income at that time of $3,600 a month. Now he's getting residual income on money he inherited, residual every month. Now, not to top it off, this is the icing on the cake, is he's receiving $3,600 a month, but he's also getting the equity, the value, because guess what? Property value increases. So now those same units that were worth $310,000 a few years ago, well over $600,000. So not only is he getting a great income residually, he's also getting equity, and that's what and he's a landlord. Right? He's a landlord. So this is what I teach, is that you got to stop empowering others when you should empower yourself. How do we do it? This year, the new beginning year, 2024, we're going to stop empowering other people in wealth and watch them sell, move on to other portfolios. While we're investing in their portfolio, the Greg Deville team is here to help you create residual income. Now, you may have to start off with a condo. I mean, you already live in an apartment anyway. You may have to start off with a townhome. My wife is showing a home right now to a young man, has a decent little job. You know, didn't make a lot. I think he's 22, 23 years old. He can only afford $260. Guess what? We found him a couple townhomes. But guess what? It's the start of something great. Because remember, he's 23 now. By the time he's 26, that 3-bedroom townhome that's about $250, $260 will be worth what? Possibly $500, $400. Who knows? But whatever the equity is, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. He can rent that out, take the equity, and now go buy a home and use that rental to pay for itself. Now, people say, well, the interest rates are high. So is rent. So is your credit card. Have you looked at the interest rates on your credit card? But you still use them. When you pay rent, do you realize that you're paying 100% interest when you pay rent? So if I say, okay, you're paying 100% interest per month with no ROI, return on your investment, versus getting a house at 7%, 7.5%, 8%. Now remember, you're paying 8% with no ROI, no return on your investment. The only return you have on a rental is if you pay $3,000 security, the only return you get at the end of that lease is $3,000. The difference is you buying a home and you're paying, let's say, 8%, but now you've invested your money and value is growing because every month you pay down the principal means you owe less, but the value has increased. So who's winning? Do you listen to people say interest rates are high, not a good time to buy? Listen, 2024, new beginning, stop listening to those people because many of those people don't own a home. And if they do, they probably got it when interest rates were 4%. So again, start where you can. Be realistic about what you can afford. If you know you cannot afford to pay $4,500 a month, then just reduce how much you're going to spend. How do you do that? I have a buyer who was approved at $625. Well, the payment was pretty expensive. Now, they can afford it, but they weren't accustomed to it. So we said, well, where are you most comfortable? We end up selling them a home around $450, $470 because the payment made more sense based on the interest rate. So I want you to get a home. I want you to create wealth. I want you to start having assets so that you can start building equity so that you can start multiplying and receiving residual income. But it starts right here. Credit. First thing to getting a loan is, what does your credit look like? 2028, we're going to do something different. We're going to learn about our credit. We're going to find out what it looks like. We're not going to be ashamed. We're going to deal with the elephant in the room. We're not going to do that. We're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it. And these high interest annual credit card interest rates, my God, pay that down. Stop using them. Just put them in a drawer and just pay them down. Because you keep using them, guess what? Some of them are maxed out. So it keeps dinging your credit. So guess what? We got to make a change. A new beginning causes for change. So what are we going to do? Contact Greg Deville's team, 702-349-0162. Now, this is the last show of 2023 that I have here at 702.5 FM. This is our last show. Now, you can go to my YouTube channel. If you want to hear the show in its entirety, go to YouTube, Greg Deville at YouTube, and you get all the shows that we record and we post, and YouTube's got us. If something you want to go back and hear, or if you got a question, you want to reach me directly, jot this number. You can text me directly. I'm going to give you directly, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, the name you need to know right here in the Valley. Look, we love what we're doing. I'm having fun helping families. I'm creating wealth while I'm helping you create wealth, and we're doing this together. We're coming up together. Every time I learn something new, I'm bringing it to the radio. I'm sharing it with you all. Now, if you got a home and you're happy with your home, but you have equity in your home, what I want you to do, let's use the equity. Go invest it. Let's create a residual income. Use your equity that's in your home. It's yours. Don't go buy something new, a car, that becomes a liability. But instead, use the money. Guess what? Watch this move. This is from Robert Kiyosaki right here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said, take the money, buy a fourplex. Now that you put that money on a fourplex, the unit will pay for itself, and it also, that one unit will pay your car note. So now you got an investment where it's paying you to drive whatever you want to drive. Boom, kill the game. That's how we doing it. We don't just go buy cars. We create ways to create residual income. And how can I get that car that I really want to drive? I'm going to let my investment property pay for it. That's how you do it. The rich have gotten wealthier by these simple strategies. I'm giving them to you free, absolutely free 99. All you got to do is reach out to me, call me, contact me, text me, 702-349-0162. 2024 equals 8. 8 equals a number of new beginning. I want to see you do it. I'm going to decree and declare. I'm going to touch and agree with you. We're going to agree that this year is your year. You're going to make a promise to yourself, not about stuff. No more stuff. I'm going to get me a new car. No, let's just get the air conditioner fixing the one we got. Let's go get it paint. Let's put some tires on it. Because you need a real lucrative investment, which is real estate, because you're paying into it now. All right. So, again, veterans, don't forget, no money down. We can help you reinstate your DD-214. Don't be afraid. And with that program, really a 560, 580 credit score for veterans. So if you've been hearing me for a while, you want to talk about some investment strategies, some ways to make your money make money, right? Residual income avenues. Let's talk about it. We can have a small consultation fee for you, get you set up on some strategies that'll help you build your portfolio for 2024. The Wealth Mindset. And don't forget the Wealth Mindset Conference we have every April. This is our second annual Wealth Mindset Conference, Las Vegas. It's going down April 7th and 8th right there at the Red Rock Resort Hotel and Casino. Man, we have a phenomenal lineup that's going to, it's going to instill some information that's just going to take you to the next dimension. That's what we're talking about, 2024. We're not just going to new levels. We're going to new dimensions, new heights, brother, sister. It's what we want to do. It's what I want to do. And I think there's enough of you out there willing to follow the train as we make this thing happen. It's doable. You know how I know? Because I've seen people do it. I'm looking at wealthy people right now who's out here making real estate moves, and you sleeping on it. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it, baby. Because guess what? You'll be glad you made the contact to Deville. You'll be glad you did, because this is what we do. Look, I'm about to go. It's the last show that I told my wife, look, I'm going to cut the show short. I gave you some nuggets. I gave you enough to make the call. Contact me. Let's get it together. Let's make something happen. I want to challenge you on your credit. As we're preparing for tax season, I want to challenge you on your credit. Let's look at it. Call me. I want to get a lender. Guess what? I want a lender to talk with you, go over your credit report, give you an explanation of what needs to be done to get you in position to own your own. If you own a home and you're in default, call me. I'm going to sell your home and save your equity. Have I done it? Just got a lady over $145,000. Was losing a house. All this because of the pandemic. Just wasn't able to catch up. We got $145,000. She got a rent for a year. Next year, she'll be buying a home in 2024. That's how we doing it. I want to teach you what I know. How we going to do this? I got to hear from you. I'm Greg Deville, owner broker at Deville Realty Group with my lovely wife, the Queen, Marquetta Deville. We are and shout out to Team Deville. We have 38 agents with us on our team. We are doing what we do. This is our assignment, and we're staying on it. I'm not veering from it. I think renewable energy, the solar program with home ownership, I think those two work hand in hand. And because I have solar on my home, I want to give you the benefit that I found out that really works well, especially with NV Energy increasing their rates this year. So if your bill's high already, it's going up again. The thing about solar, you don't have that rate. You're using the panels, and then you use whatever you store in your Tesla batteries in the garage. So now we're not worried about the rates going up. Oh, well, let that be for the tenants. You're going to be an owner. You're going to be an owner. And I'm putting it in the atmosphere for you today. So look, I hope you have a great new year. Be safe. Be careful out there. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Get an Uber. Call a Lyft. Whatever you got to do, just, let's go in together. But be smart about it. All right? Watch out for the man next door. I am my brother's keeper. Until I talk to you in 2024, Las Vegas, may God's best be yours. Happy New Year.
Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker? You wanna be broke? You wanna be the joker? You wanna be the joker? You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.